Young people love to say age is just a number. No, it's not. And if you're over 50, 55, or 60, you already know exactly what I mean. I recently watched a video with 5 older men doing high energy hip hop dance moves in a talent show. And one of the judges, maybe in his 40s, said, "It only proves that age is just a number." No, it doesn't. Young people say that because they have no idea what it feels like to live in an achy, older body. They've never stood up and felt their knees complain. They've never had an injury that takes months instead of days to heal. They don't know what it's like to wake up and think, "Okay, what's stiff today?" I'm truly blessed. I have very little body pain, but when I stand up, I feel it in my knees, and I know if I lose weight, it'll help. That's not vanity, it's just physics. About a year ago, I was out walking in my neighborhood. I'd gone a little over a mile. I turned around to head home, and suddenly I felt a sharp pain in my left heel. With every step, it got worse. By the time I got home, I felt like a knife was stabbing my heel. It was searing. I went to physical therapy and was told I had plantar fasciitis. And in a few sessions, I learned some good stretches. I still do them a couple times a week. That's aging. You don't bounce back. You maintain. And here's another part of aging that no one talks about. Sometimes when I'm out and about, I get treated like a little old lady. People I've never met before will open doors for me. Usually it's men. And I always thank them. My standard reply is, a gentleman and a scholar. I don't care if it's a distinguished guy dressed in a suit or a hipster with dreadlocks sporting a basketball jersey. If someone shows kindness, I acknowledge it. That's just being polite. But here's the flip side. Shortly after I started exercising with a workout buddy on Zoom 6 days a week, this was 3 years ago, my husband and I went on vacation. And when I went to lift my carry-on bag into the overhead compartment, my arms kind of wobbled and a man helped me. I thanked him, but I was upset that I couldn't do it myself. So I kept exercising. Now, most of what we do is low impact aerobics, but on Sundays, we do a different workout that includes dumbbells. And after that vacation, I decided to add a second dumbbell day just for an extra 15 minutes. 10 months later, when Ernie and I took another vacation, I had no problem lifting my carry-on into the overhead bin. And I haven't ever since. This is why I exercise 6 days a week. This is why I try to get 3 servings of vegetables a day and 1 serving of fruit, usually berries. It's why I also shoot for 100 grams of protein. This is why I keep up with politics, pop culture, and keep learning little bits of technology. I'm not trying to be younger. I'm trying to stay capable and relevant. And then there's the big stuff like the food poisoning I had recently. It was brutal, and I ended up in the ER. At 68, that kind of thing hits harder. It takes longer to recover. It takes longer to feel normal again. As I age, it takes longer to get over a cold or a flu. I literally have to go to bed. Something I very rarely did the first 50 years of my life. I used to pop some vitamin C and keep going. But here's the thing. Aging doesn't mean that you can't heal and rebuild. It just means you have to be consistent and patient. So the next time you hear someone say, age is just a number, or you're only as young as you feel, or any of those stupid little platitudes people say when they don't want to acknowledge aging, You're allowed to join me and say, that's stupid, or that's bullshit if you're so inclined. The trick to staying healthy as we age, I believe in taking life at my own speed and in alignment with my own abilities. I don't jump ever. I may kick, but not high. I'm no rocket. The second secret, in my humble opinion, be consistent. Use it or lose it is really true. Healing does take longer, but it can still happen. You rebuild slowly, steadily, and on your own timeline. Aging isn't a number, it's a process. I'm learning to work with it, not pretend it doesn't exist. I'm Denise. This is Losing Weight at 68, and we're doing this together, one consistent day at a time. Join me.